Before starting this course on career counseling, it is extremely important to understand why you should take your career choice seriously. In this video, we will help you understand the importance of making the right career choice for yourself. So, why is your career choice so important? It is important because it determines a lot of things in your life, including number 1, quality of life. Your career choice plays a huge role in deciding where you live, how flexible your life is, and the kinds of things you are able to do in your free time. Number 2, identity. Ask any elder person about their career and they will tell you about it as a part of their identity. They'll say something like, I am a journalist, instead of, I report news. Notice how everybody asks you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And not, what do you want to do when you grow up? This shows that your career choice shapes your identity. Number 3, impact. Every human life touches thousands of other lives in so many different ways. If you select any 60-year-old person who is about to retire, take a time machine, find him as an infant, throw that infant into trash, and then come back to the present day, you'll find that a countless number of things around you have changed. So whatever career you choose, the world will be affected by it. Anything that determines your quality of life, your identity, and the impact that you make should be taken very seriously. And that includes your career choice also. So we hope that this short video could help you understand the importance of making the right career choice. Having done that, we will now move forward to start our career counseling course. We are pretty excited and we hope you are too. So, let's begin. See you.
Hello, good evening everyone and welcome to Pro Bono's 61st episode of our Daily Life Career Guidance podcast. I think it's been an amazing journey till now. और आज जो topic है, आज जो guest है, दोनों ही बहुत special है. So let me introduce to you once again with us, Dr. Smitesh Desale. Hello sir, how are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So दोस्तों इनके इंट्रोडक्शन की तो कोई जरूरत नहीं. आई थिंक हम ऑलरेडी जो पॉडकास्ट के फॉलोअर्स रहे हैं वी ऑलरेडी नो हिम. Still I'll do a very brief minor introduction just to make sure that we are very well acquainted with him. So I'll just do the honors once. So guys, Dr. Smitesh Desale has completed his MBBS from Government Medical College. An avid reader and extremely hardworking person, he also has a passion for nation building, involved in working with many projects, collaborating with corporates, state governments, and top NGOs of our country. He's very passionate for building multidisciplinary collaboration and has a synergic attitude. He also has a huge network across India in all sectors and now combating with COVID-19 at the front line in Government District Hospital and helping administrators from healthcare to yield resources and navigate the action plan. He was selected for Jagriti Yatra in 2019, where we met, and was considered as one of the most resourceful Yatris in Yatra itself. Now also working with the CEO of a top pharmaceutical company to create a model of primary and preventive healthcare for various districts of North India on pilot level as a partner. Recently, Dr. Smitesh has also been selected as a global strategist at the World Economic Forum, and we want to congratulate him for that. So basically, he'll be talking. Yeah.
Congratulations, doctor, on that news.
Thank you, sir.
So today, guys, the topic of discussion hai, that is a very relevant one, which is global problems and issues that we can solve together, जिसको हम आगे बढ़ के अपने करियर के थ्रू एड्रेस कर सकते हैं, सॉल्व कर सकते हैं, अपने करियर के लिए फुलफिलमेंट अचीव कर सकते हैं, एट द सेम टाइम सोशल डेवलपमेंट में कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं. So Dr. Smitesh, just kind of, to absolutely hit the ball rolling, and audience can also contribute. So I think, the guys in the audience who are watching, आप भी please list down करिए आपके हिसाब से कौन से problems सबसे बड़े global problems है और किनको solve करने में हमें हमारे careers में एक challenge भी मिलेगा. We'll learn something, we'll grow in our careers, and at the same time we'll make an impact. I think which is the purpose of any career. So Dr. Saab, आजकल सबसे पहले I think to talk about the biggest global problem in the news today, which is still I think coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19. अभी क्या update है sir हमारे front line से?
I think हम थोड़ा सा कर्व स्टीप करने के और चले हैं. अभी तक कर्व फ्लैट होने के बहुत टाइम है, लेकिन जो आर नॉट फैक्टर है अभी जिनको जस्ट फॉर द पीपल हु डोंट नो, so R naught is basically the deciding factor about the transmission of this virus, which is called as a coronavirus or COVID-19 virus. So if the R naught is larger, that means the possibility of this virus to get transmitted across the population is very high. If the R naught factor is low, that means we have smartly or effectively combat with this virus and the transmission is very low. So if someone is positive, if the R naught is factor is high, and if some individual comes positive with COVID-19, that means the individual has high probability to transmit the disease to the people who are negative. So he can make more people susceptible to that. And if the R naught factor is low, that means even if if the population I'm living in, if the R naught factor of that population is low, even I come as a positive for COVID-19, I cannot transmit the disease to a larger population. I can only transmit it to few people. So जब ये हमने लॉकडाउन शुरू किया तो हमारा आर नॉट फैक्टर था 3.27. अभी के लिए हमारा आर नॉट फैक्टर है 1.16. सो वी हैव डन अ मेटिकुलस जॉब इन लोअरिंग डाउन दिस आर नॉट फैक्टर, और इसीलिए हम ये कह सकते हैं कि जो कम्युनिटी लेवल ट्रांसमिशन है उसमें हमने अच्छा खासा कंट्रोल हासिल किया है. और इससे आगे थोड़ा और टफ पीरियड है, क्योंकि जैसे लॉकडाउन रिलीज होगा पीपल विल कम आउट, लेकिन सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग आप मॉब की तरह हैंडल नहीं कर सकते जैसे पहले होता था. So if we all behave sensibly, I think we have done a pretty good job in handling this crisis, and we are going in a direction to steepen this curve or flatten this curve.
I think I would also call you, at the risk of sounding a bit boastful, a bit lucky in this regard, क्योंकि आपने बहुत recently अपना career as a doctor, as a medical science professional start किया, and you could contribute in such a big manner. Obviously it's a bad thing for humanity, but it's an opportunity at the same time for people like you to learn a lot about how to control and how to prevent, plus how to cure pandemics like this.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely, this is a great learning opportunity for all medical professionals like me, and for me personally, because if you commented on that, I think at the starting phase of the career, when you get to encounter such a deadly virus and all the possible consequences, not in just healthcare but the economic, the social, all the issues, and you get at the first hand, you face this problem, you try to give solutions. I think the learnings, the insights will be helpful in the longer run, because I personally believe that the strength of your insights decide the foundation of your achievements. So if you have a great insights, very genuine insights from multiple sources, and if you're able to gather it and work on it and share it with like we are doing right now, I think it will not just work as a foundation for a great career, but I think a foundation for we can say a great momentum or a great motion we can set in for a larger population, larger mass in upcoming years.
Right. Also, so doctor, I also wanted to ask you, because you always mention कि कोई भी problem solve करने के लिए हमें एक systemic thinking approach की बहुत ज़रूरत है. So इस systemic thinking approach में what are the careers which can contribute to solving this this problem? Because even though as you said that हमने काफी हद तक community transmission के rate को कम कर दिया है, but overall अगर हम बड़े picture को देखें तो number of cases is still increasing, और number of cases is increasing, number of deaths is also increasing at the same time. So even the rate which is a better actionable metric उसको हमने कम कर दिया है, but at the same time इसको ये जो numbers बढ़ रहे हैं constantly, इसको कम करने के लिए और eventually जल्दी से जल्दी जितना हो सके बंद करने के लिए हमें कौन से career options के contribution की जरूरत पड़ेगी?
Okay, I think that's a great question. मुझे लगता है हमें इस चीज़ को थोड़ा सा होलिस्टिकली देखना होगा। पहले तो एज इट्स हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम, सो बहुत सारे पब्लिक हेल्थ प्रोफेशनल्स हमें इसके लिए लगेंगे। दूसरा एक है कि हमारे देश में, अभी आपको मैं एक बताता हूँ, जो वैक्सीन इस रेस में सबसे आगे चला गया इन लास्ट, दिस इज जस्ट डेवलपमेंट इन लास्ट फ्यू डेज। इट्स अ फर्म बाय मॉडर्ना, इट्स लाइक द फर्म नेम इज मॉडर्ना। ये एक यूएस कंपनी है जो एक वैक्सीन में सबसे आगे अभी वर्ल्ड वाइड। आप देखोगे इस वैक्सीन में एमआईटी के एक साइंटिस्ट का 3.2% स्टेक है, और उनका पर्सनल वेल्थ अभी $1 बिलियन हो चुका है। ये पॉसिबल उसी इकोसिस्टम में होता है जहां साइंटिस्ट को साइंटिस्ट का दर्जा दिया जाता है, उसको उतने रिसोर्सेज दिए जाते हैं, उसके आइडियाज को नेविगेशन के लिए उतना इकोसिस्टम दिया जाता है, एंड अ साइंटिस्ट कैन बिल्ड अ फॉर्च्यून ऑफ $1 बिलियन थ्रू यूजिंग हिज टेक्नोलॉजी for a pharmaceutical firm which can provide you a vaccine for such a deadly disease or such a deadly virus. I think हमें ये नहीं देखना है कि हमें जो करियर कर रहा हूँ उसमें ये शायद अभी मेन स्ट्रीम में है या नहीं है। आई थिंक वायरोलॉजी या फिर वैक्सीन या फिर बायोटेक, ये करियर पिछले कुछ समय में इतने लाइमलाइट में नहीं थे, लेकिन आज उनका ही ट्रेंड चल रहा है। सो आई थिंक वी शुड एक्ट ऑन ट्रेंड बेसिस, लेकिन थोड़ा सा लॉन्ग टर्म व्यू देखना होगा। शायद आप जो कर रहे हैं वो अभी उतना लाइमलाइट में नहीं है, या वर्ल्ड दुनिया को उसकी उतनी जरूरत नहीं, बट या योर टाइम विल कम, एंड व्हेन योर टाइम कम वी हैव टू डू इट एज इफेक्टिवली एज यू कैन। तो एक पब्लिक हेल्थ का करियर है, दूसरा एक वायरोलॉजी का करियर है, तीसरा करियर है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट एक बहुत ज्यादा इशू बनने वाला है। तो अब अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट को करने के लिए एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कैसे का ऑप्शन दे सकते हो, उस तरह के एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जो कम रिसोर्सेस में काम करे। फॉर एग्जांपल, आज हम बहुत कंस्टेंट कंडीशंस में काम कर रहे हैं। वी हैव cannot run our factories for 24/7. We cannot have our full workforce at the factories because we can only run factories with limited people. तो इसमें हमारा ग्रोथ कम हो गया है, बट यू कैन सर्व अगले 10 साल के लिए जो एंटरप्रेन्योर एक विनर होगा, वो वही एंटरप्रेन्योर होगा जिसने लॉकडाउन में सबसे ज्यादा काम किया होगा, या उसने सबसे ज्यादा तेजी से एक्शन लिए होंगे। So it's a crisis, but we need entrepreneurs who know that execution is the key. So entrepreneurship will be always in fashion, and for that entrepreneurs who will execute faster and who will execute with a purpose. And what is the purpose? Is to provide employment. There is a very simple math in this. If you provide job to 5 people, you indirectly making an impact on the lives of 20 people. Now, don't think that 20 people constitute not a larger pie of a big cake we are talking about, but you are making an impact on 20 people. That itself is a big thing. And if the hundreds, thousands of entrepreneurs all over the globe try to do it, it's very sustainable and it's very practical to solve any global problem. So I think the basic theme which I want to start this discussion with is you should not think yourself as applicable to solve a global issue or global problem only if you are a very large scale leader, or you have thousands of people reporting you have tremendous amount of resources. That is not necessary. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever resources you are with, if you have correct mindset and if you have 4 important skills, you can almost solve any global problem or issue. Now, what are that 4 important skills? First is, I think, critical thinking. The second is communication skills. The third is collaboration, and 4 is creativity. You must have critical thinking. You must have communication skills. You must have power of collaborations, and you must have creativity. Now, why collaborations? Because nobody is in a position to solve all these problems. We need many local and global collaborations, but you must have that inherent sense and intelligence to do collaborations. You must have that knowledge to find right partners for collaborations. The knowledge for right partners for collaboration will come from critical thinking and communication skills, and that's the constitute of oral skills and verbal skills. And the most important thing amongst all these is creativity. So these are 4 C's. If you ask to any top leader in the world or any top player who are running Fortune 500, the CEOs or the presidents, if you meet them personally, if you ask them which are the 4 skills we need to not just survive but thrive in this period, they will give you these 4 skills. And that's why I shared this with our audience, because I want them to get well acquainted with these traits. The another thing is, we don't have people who are well researched or who are well acquainted about the overall the ability to see overall picture. हमारे पास liberal arts के लोग नहीं है, and I think that's a concern for me. क्योंकि आप देखोगे liberal arts एक ऐसा जरिया है जिससे आप टेक्नोलॉजी और ह्यूमन को कनेक्ट कर सकते हो। अगर आपको किसी टेक्नोलॉजी का इंटरफेस बनाना है, आप किसी भी यूजर इंटरफेस को अगर वैलिडेट करना चाहते हैं तो आपको लिबरल आर्ट्स के लोग मिलेंगे। और अनफॉर्चुनेटली इंडिया में कुछ एक दो प्रीमियर स्टूडेंट इंस्टीट्यूट छोड़ के लिबरल आर्ट्स के एवेन्यूज नहीं है, बट आई थिंक लिबरल आर्ट्स इज अ प्रोफेशन वेयर यू कैन कंट्रीब्यूट। दूसरा एक प्रोफेशन अगर इस सिनेरियो में देखा जाए, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो है गवर्नेंस। आज जो पॉलिसी मेकिंग का इंडिया में जो स्पीड है ओवरऑल वो बहुत डायनामिक और इंक्रीज हो गया है, बिकॉज वी नीड एग्जीक्यूशन, वी नीड स्पीड। तो सारी ब्यूरोक्रेसी थोड़ी थोड़ी कम हो रही है। इसके बाद क्या होगा पता नहीं, बट क्राइसिस में ब्यूरोक्रेसी थोड़ा फास्ट एक्टिवेट काम करी, फास्ट काम करके। तो पॉलिसी मेकिंग बहुत क्रुशियल है, लेकिन हमारे पास ऐसे प्रोफेशनल होने चाहिए जो पॉलिसी मेकिंग को और गवर्नेंस के स्ट्रक्चर्स को समझते हैं। I will tell you anecdote. When I was having a discussion with the president of CPPIB, CPPIB एक कनाडा का बहुत बड़ा पेंशन फंड है। वो $1 बिलियन में दुनिया के अलग अलग जोग्राफीज में अलग अलग बिजनेस में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं। सो आई आस्क्ड हिम कि अगर आपको किसको हायर करना है तो आप किसको टॉप प्रायोरिटी दोगे। तो उन्होंने बोला कि पहले मैं शिकागो के बच्चों को टॉप प्रायोरिटी देता था, बिकॉज शिकागो, you must be knowing that Raghuram Rajan is a professor at the Chicago University, because Chicago University is considered as the Mecca of the economist. वहाँ दुनिया के सारे बेहतरीन इकोनॉमिस्ट पढ़ते हैं। तो उन्होंने कहा पहले हम वहाँ से इकोनॉमिस्ट को हायर करते थे, अभी हम नहीं करते। मतलब करते हैं, लेकिन हमें हमें हम दूसरी चीज हमें ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट लगती है, और वो चीज क्या है, तो हमें जो हॉवर्ड का केनेडी स्कूल है जहाँ बच्चों को पॉलिटिक्स पढ़ाया जाता है, गवर्नेंस पढ़ाया जाता है, पॉलिसी मेकिंग पढ़ाया जाता है, तो हमें अब हॉवर्ड केनेडी स्कूल के बच्चों की ज्यादा रिक्वायरमेंट है। क्योंकि आप वो डिमांड सप्लाई के कर्व्स बना लोगे, यू नीड ऑल इकोनॉमिक्स, ऑल थियरीज एंड दैट, बट दैट्स जस्ट थ्योरेटिकल। इफ यू डोंट नो द गवर्नेंस, इफ यू डोंट नो द पॉलिसी, इफ यू कैन नॉट एनालाइज द पॉलिसीज ऑफ पर्टिकुलर गवर्नमेंट। हम कहते हैं कि चाइना ने कैसे बहुत अच्छे से कोविड-19 को टैग कर लिया, और अभी 2 महीने जब पूरी दुनिया से आगे चले गए। That's whole game lies in policy making and analyzing the international game. This geopolitics is, for me, is a game. So the players or governments who could understand that very well, they are very ahead of all of the other players. तो आप जैसे मैंने लिबरल आर्ट्स बोला, वैसे ही पॉलिसी मेकिंग, पॉलिसी रिसर्च ये करियर है जो जिनको इसमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज है। दूसरा मुझे और एक करियर लगता है कि हम जब भी ऐसे बात करते हैं कि we need positivity in this time, and that's why we need good influencers who have a track record of connecting the chords with their audiences, and they're not just trying to increase their likes on social media on different platforms, but they have a genuine way of interacting with their audience. They have authenticity, they have credibility, they have a good mindset, good thinking process, good thought process. They have intellectual horsepower to give ideas to their audience, reciprocate from audience. There is a two-way communication, and then they could transform the lives of people. We need such influencers, but again, not just to have good gigs, not to have them to मतलब उनको colleges में बुलाने के लिए उनकी popularity की नहीं, but they just have a purpose, they have a meaning to increase this positivity in our audiences. These kind of influencers could meet. Another last thing I will add is कि whatever you do, if you decide, this is my conviction, that whatever you do is a process of finding meaning and finding a purpose. But you say, okay, I have to find a purpose of my life, and I'm very much convinced that my life should have purpose. But I will tell you, wait a minute, we are millennials and we destined to have purpose. हम ये नहीं कह सकते अभी हम बहुत आगे निकल चुके हैं। हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि okay, I have a purpose. No, everybody should have a purpose. We are millennials. We are born with multitudes of opportunities. We have all resources at our hands. Having a purpose is not a great thing right now. It's a minimum criteria. We all must have purpose. Our duty is something beyond that. We should rise above. And what we should do is to give purpose to those we are very less privileged. And when I say people start blinking their eyes and they think now he will turn his conversation into a non-profit. No, for-profit, non-profit, governance, these are not different things. These are just different tools to create an impact. So don't think in a silos that this is for profit, this is for non-profit, this is for government. No, these are all just our tools. These are all just mediums to get things done. So don't think in these silos, think in a broad way. And that's why there is a beautiful term I would like to coin at this stage. It is broad system thinker. Be a broad system thinker. Don't think in silos like this profession only related to this kind of information, only related to this kind of data, and only related to this kind of impact. Everything else is out of my code. No, nothing. be a broad system thinker. You not need to do act in every way. You not need to act in every profession. You not need to act in every crisis or opportunity, but you must be aware about what's happening. So be a broad system thinker. So what I was trying to say is there are many people in the world, they don't have proper education, they don't have proper healthcare, not because they are not smart or because they didn't get the opportunities. There are people who have something, there are people who don't have something. Unfortunately, these kind of people, they have their lives or the initial years of life they spent in the other half where they do not have the minimum essentials of life. So all of should have a purpose of our life, and that's a minimum criteria. We should have a purpose, but the next thing is we should give purpose who don't have it at the first place. And how to do it? Now I will just take a minute here. According to me, the very simple way to do it is to have gigantic mammoth projects. Work on a bigger projects. Like if you think solar energy or renewable energy is going to change the world, then think about installing thousands of solar panels in your village or in your city or at your workplace. Just give it a thought and then start interacting with your people at your workplace, start interacting with the solar panel manufacturers, start interacting with the government officials who try to frame the policy for renewable energy. Try to interact with the different stakeholders, get insights from all of them, and then use your mind to analyze that insights, and then we can come with a solution, and then we can come with a strategy. But first, gather all insights and have a dialogue, have a communication with all stakeholders. If you think, I'm very sad that this COVID-19 happened, my job lost, and I don't know what to deal with. I wish if this kind of health crisis should never happen, then focus on preventive healthcare. But just think about what every government in the world or all doctors, professionals, what they do for preventive healthcare. Then read genetics, read biomolecular, read biotech, and give it a thought to your mind. Can we prevent all diseases before it happen? Can we prevent cancer? Nobody has solution, but try to read it, interact with different stakeholders, gain the insights, and then try to solution. But you need a project, and try to implement a project of a scale, like thousands people are going to work. Like if the solar panel things works, for the manufacturing and assembling of solar panel, you will need thousands of workers, you will need thousands of engineers, you will need thousands of designers, you will need thousands of salespeople. That's what you create an ecosystem of yourself. Rather, I will go one step above and I will say, you create an economy of yourself. As Jack Ma has famously said, Alibaba is not a company, Alibaba is an economy in itself. We all have a chance to build our own economies at our scale. But we need to have this project mindset that take a project and think it as a small level and a large scale. For example, I will give you a simple anecdote. There is a family in South India which got the contract of the Delhi airport few years before. So they were the son of a business tycoon. The tycoon has delegated the task for that airport to his son and asked him go and build that airport. He didn't have any knowledge about building an airport. He just went to the place and he asked to the engineers, what is the size of this airport? They said 50,000 feet. So he did the same process, having insights, communication with all stakeholder, learning mindset. So he made a framework for 50,000 feet airport, a big picture. Okay. Now think it. This is a very simple thing. He thought in a big way. This is 50,000 feet model. And then he thought in a very small way, how this 50,000 feet will accommodate in a 50 feet. So first he has a grand vision. A project will give livelihood to many lakhs of people. It will build the economy of itself. He will run that airport for next 30 years. His company will earn millions and billions. But now there is nothing on ground. So when he started thinking on ground, he started from 50 feet. So simultaneously, he was having a vision for 50,000 feet, a bigger vision. At the same time, when he was on ground, he was just thinking about 50 feet. And then from 50 feet, he slowly went upward to the 50,000 feet. That's what mindset we need at the simultaneously thinking at the big level and simultaneously thinking at the very small level. Simultaneously thinking, have a global picture for a problem, but at the same time, acting at a very small way at your local place. Gathering the support system of your local players, your local stakeholders, but never forget, while doing so, never forget or never hold your hold on your large picture, your big picture. And that's the key here. Having you hold on small picture and still targeting at the large picture And there will a time when they will come close, and once they will integrate, synchronization will happen, and the project will come into execution. I think we need that kind of mindsets. And why? When will it happen? ये तभी होगा जब हमें ये पता होगा कि हमें ऐसे बिग प्रोजेक्ट्स करने के लिए क्या चाहिए. जो सारी चीजें आई थिंक सेंसर नो मोर देन मी अराउंड दिस, तो वो बताएंगे. मैं बस एक छोटे से आपको आइडिया देता हूँ. आपको as it goes by saying hard work, dedication, reading, and that's just evident. It's self-explanatory. But apart from it, you need one thing is आपको कितने लोग रिपोर्ट कर रहे हैं. That's a very fundamental question every 24-year-old or every 30-year-old should ask himself or herself. That how many people are reporting me, not because of my position, not because of my area, not because of my profession, but they feel me capable enough to have to articulate things or to articulate projects, and they are me reporting me. And I think अगर आपको 10 लोग रिपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, आपके पास एक प्रोडक्ट है, आप कुछ सेल कर रहे हो, या आप किसी नॉन प्रॉफिट के लिए काम कर रहे हो, उनको एक प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, 10 लोगों के साथ ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग कर रहे हो, और शायद आप कहीं घूमने किसी फॉरेन कंट्री में गए हो और वहाँ कोई हिस्टोरिकल प्लेस को विजिट कर रहे हो, और वहाँ कोई 2 लोग आपको अलग डाइवर्सिटी से, अलग कंट्री से मिलते हैं, आप उनके साथ बोल के हिस्ट्री को कैसे रिडिफाइन किया जाए, और इस कंट्री का, इस कम्युनिटी का हिस्ट्री आज के टाइम में क्या वैलिड है, क्या वैलिडेट कर सकते हैं, इसको आप ऊपर कन्वर्सेशन कर सकते हैं. यू आर जस्ट चेंजिंग द वर्ल्ड, because what you are doing basically, you are having all the inputs, you are giving it a narrative to that inputs, and you're trying to do something which is you find meaning into it. And then if you have a simultaneous thought that I should not have this meaning or purpose only for myself, but for millions of other people, you are just creating history. I think that's the simple way to do amazing things. And I will add just one small line, little into this. आप जो भी करोगे वो शायद कभी हिट नहीं होगा, कभी सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा, शायद 10 बार, 100 बार, 1000 बार सक्सेसफुल नहीं होगा, लेकिन उसमें आपका जो मेंटल फ्रेमवर्क है, आपकी जो ताकत है, वो बढ़ती जाएगी. एंड देन इट विल एक ऐसा दिन आएगा जब आप ये सब कर लोगे, लोग आपको पूछेंगे कि आपने कैसे मैनेज किया, बिकॉज दे विल नेवर नो दैट थाउजेंड्स ऑफ फेलियर्स यू हैव गॉन थ्रू, यू हैव almost succumbed to every temptation, and you try to not succumb to it, and then you fail, and then you went ahead, and I think this is the journey that will make that will pay the cost on your behalf. So I think wherever we are, we always have a chance to give it our best shot at every global scenario, but provided that for that we not need to act globally, we can act locally too, but still we can make a global impact.
I think that about, so in such a small time, why I'm so happy to have firstly, kept that topic as the topic of today's podcast. And the second thing which makes me happy is that I invited you and you agreed to come, because I think there could have been no better person to talk about this. आपकी जब last time भी बातें सुनी थी मैंने, तो बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला था. So I like to put a pin on some things, and then obviously I'll go to audience comments and questions. तो एक तो आपने बोला ब्रॉड सिस्टम्स थिंकिंग, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जो चीज है कि हम पूरे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग अप्रोच को एज अ कोलैबोरेटिव एफर्ट देखें, व्हिच यू आल्सो एड्रेस्ड इन द 4 स्किल्स रिक्वायर्ड टू सॉल्व अ बिग ग्लोबल और लोकल प्रॉब्लम. सो एक कोलैबोरेटिव एफर्ट के हिसाब से अगर हम देखें, देन वी नीड करियर्स इन इकोनॉमिक्स, इन पब्लिक पॉलिसी, इन पॉलिटिक्स, मेडिकल साइंस, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, एपिडेमियोलॉजी, entrepreneurship, because then again entrepreneurs will probably facilitate of whatever cures are there. And this is just me talking about COVID-19 from whatever I learned from you, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing out on a lot of careers still. The people who are administering the hospitals, the people who are cleaning the hospitals, they also have a role to play. और जैसा कि आपने कहा कि हम जब भी काम कर रहे हैं तो हमें ये नहीं देखना चाहिए कि मैं किसका बॉस हूँ या मैं कितना सीनियर हूँ या फिर मेरी पोजीशन कितनी सुपीरियर है सो कॉल्ड. I think the way we should look at it is कि अभी मैं current position से in my current job profile or in my current opportunity that has been presented to me, मैं कैसे contribute कर सकता हूँ इस problem को solve करने में in my own little way. It can start from a small contribution, and if you have this small contribution activity going on while at the same time you have a big vision for humanity, वो धीरे धीरे वो small contribution का बड़ा contribution बन जाएगा. You won't even realize as a matter of time. So that is one thing I would like to put a pin on. Second thing which you mentioned and which I've also shared in the comment section with whoever is watching is कि हमारे पास कौन से 4 skills होने चाहिए. And the good part is I'm not sure whether you did it intentionally or not. All the 4 skills start with a C. So there was communication, critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
So guys, I've shared that with you in the comment section. To feel free to copy it, like it, and maybe learn it. I have. And the third thing which you mentioned is obviously कि सारे career options का एक collaborative effort है. So everyone should look at it from a purpose perspective. जिसके बारे में आपने एक बहुत अच्छी लाइन भी बोली कि people these days feel very proud about saying that I have discovered my purpose in life. So as you said, since we are millennials, having a purpose is not special, but it is a minimum requirement. I think this is a quote that we'll put in one of the photos also later on in our social media posts, because ये याद रहना चाहिए हम सबको. And career perspective से I think why it is a very important topic to discuss is, if I were to add one more point, so we have about 80,000 to 1 lakh hours which we spend in our career overall in our lifetime. इस 80,000 से 1 लाख घंटे में हमारी जो happiness है, happiness in our career, which is a lot of time to spend on anything. I think 1/3 of our time we spend in our careers, if the rest 2/3 were with family and while sleeping. So in this 1/3 of our time in our lifetime, if we are not happy doing what we are doing, then there's no point, right? और ये जो happiness है, तो बहुत लोग कभी-कभी ये सवाल पूछते हैं, since we are a career guidance firm, कि क्या मतलब कैसे हम discover करें अपना purpose? So one of the easiest ways out there, and this I would definitely recommend you follow. और ये जो topic choose किया हमने उसी mindset से choose किया है, that if you find out an ability of yours, which you can start implementing from a very small stage to contribute to a problem which is global in nature, but then you can contribute to solving it at a local level, as doctor said. अगर वहां से आप शुरुआत कर सको और धीरे धीरे अपनी एबिलिटीज को बढ़ाते रहो, अपने नेटवर्किंग कोलैबोरेशन एफर्ट को बढ़ाते रहो, and as he said, increase the number of people whom you are collaborating with while solving the problem, increase your abilities, increase your communication skills, और जैसे जैसे आपकी ये सारी abilities और network बढ़ता जा रहा है, the impact that you're having on the problem is bigger. And it is research proven that after a point in time, the increase in your salary or the increase in the amount of money that you are getting actually does not matter that much in your happiness. After a point of time, when your basic needs are met, and that can be anything, 50,000 per month, किसी के लिए probably 1 लाख. लेकिन as soon as that barrier gets touched, उसके बाद पैसा आपका बढ़ता रहेगा, लेकिन पैसे के directly proportional आपकी happiness नहीं बढ़ेगी. So how to be happy at that stage? When you're solving a problem which you genuinely feel is challenging for people to solve, where you feel कि हाँ यहाँ पे मैं नहीं होता तो शायद से इतना अच्छा नहीं होता, I made a difference. ये फीलिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है और इसीलिए हम इन प्रॉब्लम्स की बात कर रहे हैं, ताकि कहीं ना कहीं जो भी देख रहे हैं इस पॉडकास्ट को उनको एक आइडिया लगे कि हाँ, दिस प्रॉब्लम प्रॉब्ली आई वुड वांट टू सॉल्व. सो दिस इज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक अ ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग सेशन. With this, I would like to read a few audience comments and probably then transfer to Mr. Sen. I'm pretty sure he has some amazing insights to share on this. So Anita ji says, good evening. Good evening, Anita ji. Hi, Rahul. We are also very excited. Still are. Good evening, Mom. Good evening, Govind. Rahul says, wow, World Economic Forum. CA Nikita says, hi, Nikita. He says, many congratulations, doctor. Govind also says, congratulations, doctor, on joining the World Economic Forum. Coming across. My father also says, congratulations, doctor.
Thank you.
Rahul says, liberal arts, yay. Yeah, liberal arts was also mentioned. I think it's one of the most important careers to be contributing to any global issue right now. We do need a lot of research work. We do need a lot of development sector work to go into different sort of global issues, whether that is the medical healthcare industry, whether that is education, whether that is any other industry. Absolutely. Like water and sanitation also.
Absolutely.
Anita ji says, being an education system, we can encourage a lot of students to plant trees, with making them understand how planting is important for all of us to live healthy on earth. Because if we are healthy, then our immune system would be stronger than any viruses in the future can make minimum damage to us. Yeah. Now, Mr. Sen, what do you have to say on firstly planting trees?
Can I just add a few things?
Sure.
अनिता जी के कमेंट में बस एक एनेक्डोट में ऐड करूंगा. मुझे आज भी याद है, मैं 10th में था और मेरा एग्जाम था, दूसरे दिन मैथमेटिक्स का पेपर था बोर्ड का, and my father was planting trees in front of our house. There was open space, so he instructed me कि तुम आओ करो कि मेरा आई थिंक ज्योमेट्री का पेपर था इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग. सो मैंने कहा कि मुझे मेरा पेपर है, मुझे पढ़ने दो. सो ही सेड कि पेपर को पढ़ने के लिए तुमको बहुत टाइम मिला था और इसके आगे भी मिलेगा, लेकिन आज मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, ये इम्पोर्टेंस ज़्यादा है क्योंकि ये आज बहुत इनसिग्निफिकेंट है. आने वाले कुछ साल में तुम्हें पता चलेगा कि ये मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ. मुझे ऐसा लगा था कि ठीक है ना, अभी कुछ दिन बाद कर लेंगे, आज तो नहीं. बट नो, आई लिसन टू हिम एंड आई डिड इट. तब समझ में नहीं आया. आई थिंक ये 2010, मुझे तारीख भी याद है, 20 जून 2010 तारीख था. तो अभी नेक्स्ट 20 जून को 2020 में 10 साल हो जाएंगे. एक बहुत बड़ा पेड़, मतलब नॉट वेरी बिग साइज बट एक मॉडरेट साइज पेड़ में वो कन्वर्ट हुआ. तो उसकी धूप आती है और धूप में मैं अपनी बाइक पार्क करता हूँ. तो जब मुझे समझ में आया कि the effort he made into it is actually uh, uh, beneficial to everyone because of we all know the greenery of the क्या मजा आता है उस ग्रीनरी का, जो आप देखते हो, वो जो धूप मिलती है तो उसका क्या मजा आता है. बट द पॉइंट इज कि आप जो एफर्ट कर रहे हो, शायद वो आपका एफर्ट का आज में मैक्सिमम प्रोडक्टिविटी आपको नहीं दिखेगी. कुछ साल लग जाते हैं, कुछ डिकेड लग जाते हैं जब कुछ सिग्निफिकेंट दिखने के लिए. और हम उतने स्मार्ट है, उतने कभी कभी फोरसाइट्स के साथ नहीं काम करते कि हम समझ पाएंगे कि हम जो कर रहे हैं वो एक्चुअल में क्या कर रहे हैं, या कोई हमारे साथ काम कोलैबोरेट कर रहा है उसके विजन के. जैसे मैंने अपने डैड की लीडरशिप और इसके विजन के अंडर आई जस्ट बॉट इन दैट बिकॉज आई हैड टू, आई डिडंट हैव एनी अदर चॉइस. बट देन यू सी कि कुछ साल बाद आप देखते हो कि वो क्या बन गया. I think that's the job of leaders. My father was a leader in this scenario, but yeah, we all encounter such kind of leader. कि आप अगर आपके पास एग्जैक्ट वो चीज नहीं है, लेकिन अगर आप किसी की लीडरशिप को, किसी के विजन को बॉट करते हो, तो आई विल जस्ट से हैव फेथ इन दैट पर्सन, बिकॉज वो कुछ ऐसा देख रहा है जो आप नहीं देख पा रहे हो, या आप खुद भी कर रहे हो लेकिन आप नहीं देख पा रहे हो. कीप डूइंग इट. आई थिंक मैंने अपने लाइफ में अब बहुत बार देखा है कि जब भी किसी चीज का मीनिंग नहीं आता कि व्हाई आई एम डूइंग दिस, आफ्टर अ व्हाइल, कुछ साल बाद पता चलता है कि शायद वो चीज नहीं करता तो आज यहाँ पे नहीं होता. So I think this is all the game of summation. Just the small things will add in a bigger picture. So I just think वो पेड़ वाली चीज से मुझे याद है. So I think keep doing the noble for the noble cause and keep doing good things. Sensor.
I think, yeah, deforestation is also a big problem, global problem, which Anita ji, I think, pointed out to us.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Sen, I would like to ask you two things as like, a two-layered question. So, firstly, what do you have to say on what doctor just told us, about so many different things, which I summarized also? And secondly, what do you feel on the problem of deforestation? Like, what are the career options which are required to solve this problem, and how should we approach solving this problem?
Okay, good evening. Thank you, everybody. Namaskar. Welcome to the show. I'll start with the second part of the question first. Okay, deforestation. Now, if you look at the last 7, 8, 9 months, it has not been good. We had the great Australian bushfire, which destroyed millions and millions and millions of trees and destroyed species of animals and insects, which have been destroyed now. At that time, the koalas, they used to live on trees. They used to sleep for 20 hours out of 24 hours, and remaining 4 hours they used to eat. So that has all been destroyed. They were found on the roads. Kangaroos were also burnt and roasted. So we had an ecological disaster. It was more than an environmental disaster. Somehow, before we could even get out of it, we ran into this virus, which created another catastrophe. But the virus only affected the human beings and some cats. The animal world was not affected. Think about it. I have not heard an elephant or a dog or some other animal getting a virus. I've heard of a cat getting it. I've heard of lions and leopards or tigers getting it in the zoo. I think we all have heard that. So it's for some reason the cat family is like the human species. They get affected by the same virus. So that's good. We're still struggling with that. And 3 days back, we had a devastating cyclone which wiped out 7 districts of West Bengal. It's gone. That's a cyclone that happened, intensity in the last 283 years was not seen. So forget about the human life and forget about since the question was on trees, forget about the houses that have been destroyed, the livelihoods that have been destroyed. It has also destroyed the Sundarbans. And if you all know that the Sundarbans is the only place on earth which has the mangrove forests and which is the habitat of the Royal Bengal tiger. That has been destroyed. So what is the ecological impact of all this? I don't think we can count it in dollar terms. It's way beyond that. And deforestation, very specifically, if you look at it, then we have to go to Brazil, where the Amazon forest, which is another ecological balance of the world, is being systematically being deforested for so-called development projects. Now, so deforestation and forestation, afforestation is an important thing. And we need to be very careful about the ecological balance. Yes, they are. And that brings me to the first question that you asked me. What do I have to say about Dr. Smitesh's, views of this? I think Dr. Smitesh was very articulate and very good on talking about the purpose. And he was, I think, more than right on saying that everybody has a purpose, we're just not aware of it. I think that's what he was trying to say. And as millennials, that's a label, okay. I think you people have a lot to offer. And I will be very honest and candid to say that we, our generation, we sort of destroyed back and the ecology. And we have given you all, and left you with a planet which you have to recover. No fault of yours, but that's the way things work. Dr. Smitesh also talked about the what, and he listed down the skills that we talked about. I think he covered almost everything that is there to cover. And I'm going to take some things from what he has said. So he has talked about the why, and he's talked about the what. And the what is endless. But there is something which, all these last 7-8 months should have taught us. And that is, if you wanted to learn it, I hope some of us did. And I hope that most of your generation did, is the how. The how we choose to live our lives is the most important thing. Not what we do, not our purpose. It's how we want to live. How we choose to live. Do we choose to live at peace with the environment? Do we choose to live at odds with the environment? Do we choose to live for ourselves? Do we choose to live for the community at large and for a safer planet? That choice is ours. The question is, how do we want to live? And I think that is perhaps the defining moment going forward from here. But what COVID-19 has done, what the cyclone has done in India, what the bushfires and everything has done, it has taught us one thing, is we need to be careful about how we choose to live. there's an argument saying that we couldn't have done anything about it. Fair enough. Maybe we couldn't, maybe we could. We don't know. We don't know the answer. We don't know why a cyclone came up. We don't know why the virus was there. We definitely don't know why the virus attacked only human beings. We don't know why bushfires happen. We say it's a natural thing for it to happen. But we pride ourselves for knowing so much. We pride ourselves for being the most learned, developed species on Earth. And the human species today is at the peak. It's never been so developed in its world before or in its history before. And we still don't know. We have zero idea why the virus happened. We have zero idea about what impact we make on the environment and the ecology. Yes, we talk about climate change, we talk about carbon footprint, but we do not even know how to measure all this. But on the other hand, we are talking of sending people to the space, to Mars, to have space tourism. Fantastic. So I just want to bridge the how. The how takes you from your purpose, why you're here, and all of you have a purpose. So Dr. Smitish is absolutely correct on that. To go from the why to the what, and Dr. Smitish talked about the large, humongous size projects that will give a lot of employment, sustenance, and everything. He talked about the skills of collaboration, communication, creativity, critical thinking, governance, and so on and so forth. He talked about quite a few careers of healthcare, public health, virology, liberal arts. There's so many other things that are there. Now, to go from your why to your what I'm proposing is you need to examine your how. And that how, and mind you, I've been in a career, I've finished it, I've come out of it now. We lead or we try to live different lives. We try to live different lives. How? At home, we are a different person. At work, we are a different person. With our friends, we are a third person. But now with this COVID-19 and from working from home, this has merged. And there's a lesson in it. If we can live a life where we don't have different lives, but only one life, and we are true to ourselves in living that, in the same way we live with our family, we live with our work, we live with our friends, I think that's where the difference is. And I would recommend all of you to listen to a TED Talk by Shannon Lee, who's the daughter of the famous late Bruce Lee. I don't know if you've heard of Bruce Lee. If you have, say a yeah. Bruce Lee was the martial artist who's captured the imagination of generations. She talks about how Bruce Lee lived his life. And I think it's a good TED Talk to listen to. It might give you a lot of insights. Listening to Dr. Smitish, I came up with a few points, and I just want to share that with you. And this is to do with the how. First of all, we talk about, oh, this is my value, that is my value. Guys, that's all great, as long as we live it. If you don't live it, then that value is pointless. It doesn't make sense. So, for the how, and to stay ahead of the rest, I will not call it competition, because I don't think we are in a world of competition anymore. We are past that stage with it. The only thing that we should have learned in the last 8 months or so is if we stay with that game of you win, I lose or I win, you lose, then we are all going to land up as we all lose. That's what the last 8-9 months has taught us. We all lose. So I think it's you win, I win. We win together. If we lose together. So now, how do you do, or how do you lead a life in this? What is the how? This is my point of view. So I'm saying competition is not going to be the traditional competition the way we look at it. It's going to be more about how we are going to live the life going forward. And I'm going to take from what Dr. Smitesh has said. I'll just put some words around it. First of all, he talked about learning. Aditya, you talked about learning as well. Both of you did. You started that whole conversation with the learning. I'll just put something on it. I'll just say, how quickly can we learn? What is the delta of learning? And the learning is learning. It's not getting a certificate or getting a degree or something. It's learning, and it's learning across disciplines. It's learning about human behavior. It's learning about how people live. And if it's called the rate of learning, it's okay. And Smitesh talked about something on that. So we need to, he talked about the R naught factor, right? So I'll take the R naught factor, which is basically the transmission of a disease factor. That's the way it is. So I'll take the R naught factor and apply to learning as the rate. So if your rate of learning is the R naught or the L naught for that matter, let's call it L naught, is higher, then you're better placed. And you can influence and impact a greater number of people. This is what I think Smitesh talked about, how many people report to you. I would paraphrase the reporting and say, how many people's lives could you change, touch, and influence? Reporting will come because of your job, your career, like there's an hierarchy and all that thing. But so it's the same thing. And the second thing of how to live, and Dr. Smitesh talked about it, is ecosystem. He mentioned that word at least 3 times. It might have been more, but I counted 3. The ecosystem is very important. It's all about collaboration. It's more than collaboration. I think it's more about complementary skills. And I'll take an example. Dr. Smitesh has a skill as a doctor. He has studied and read about economics and social development and social things and many other subjects. But he is skilled at being a doctor. That's his skill. That's his core skills, core competency. However, for a doctor to succeed, he might need, and it's a proven fact, he will need, and not say might, he will need, complementary skills from a liberal artist to understand the history, the geography, the culture, what makes a human being tick. TikTok, the TikTok app. He will also need perhaps an economic skill to look at the impact of a treatment. So if a person comes into his clinic and who is only bread earner in the family, and there is something critical to be done, so Dr. Smitesh becomes aware of the fact that I need to do something for this guy so he's back on his feet as quickly as possible, because there's another 8 to 10 lives depending on this person. And we talked about this the last time we met. So the ecosystem, we need to work on creating ecosystems where we value relationships. So we value a relationship And we build that relationship to grow stronger and stronger. An ecosystem where we care for all. I mean, we call this something called healthcare. I'll say this openly, and Dr. Smitesh is there. And I'm saying this with authority because I was in the medical board as an expert advising them at a national level, at a country level. Neither is health there, nor is care there, unfortunately. And I think we need to get the two of them back. Both the health and the care. So we need to really develop the ecosystem. That's how we can live. That's how we can really make an impact. The second thing, the third thing. He talked about liberal arts. There's something which he didn't talk about, which I will add over here, is we need to learn, which I talked about, we need to learn to live in a hybrid or a blended sort of manner. So what do I mean by blended sort of manner? Which means we blend our family life with a work life, with a friend life, and we live together. We blend a digital life and a physical life because we are so much digitally advanced, or we have information which is digitally available. It's the question of how we can blend the digital part of it with the physical part of it. We cannot divorce one from the other. And how we have chosen so far to live is we have gone digital, and forgotten about the life physical part of things. I think you guys can bring in the blend, whether it be in education, we can have blended education. So now today what happened? Everybody's suddenly gone online. Everything is online. You have 12 TV channels being proposed from class 1 to class 12. You have online assignments and all that. That's great, digital. But we need to look at the physical part of things as well. I mean, after all, a human being, for that matter, all animals, we thrive on relationships. Unfortunately, the digital world does not create relationships. It does in a way, like Dr. Smitesh said, how many likes you get and how many likes you don't get. And if you don't get likes, you get depressed. And, we have cases. So we need to learn to be blended. We need to learn how to live blending all of these things together. So here, blending with the ecosystem, blending with the ecology, blending with the environment, we need to learn to do all of that, how to do it. The people who can do it better will be ahead of the rest and be able to show them the way. That's how I look at competition, is the ability to break new ground in anything and to show the others the way forward. The fourth thing that Dr. Smitesh talked about is creativity, which is imagination. So we have this innate capability to imagine, to be creative. Now, if we cannot imagine, we cannot innovate. So imagination comes before we can innovate. And there is a bridge between imagination and innovation, and that is called inspiration. If you are inspired enough by your imagination, then only we'll be able to innovate. So how we imagine and how we get inspired, I think, is something that we need to learn, because we need to innovate. Innovate, improvise, invent, whatever the case may be. Call it anything. So it's all the eyes together, actually. And how do you get inspiration? You get inspired by yourself, you get inspired by an act of something of someone. You get inspired by someone's life. So you look for the inspiration. You find it. And finally, Dr. Smitish also talked about something. He talked about the people who come back better from this COVID will succeed more. And I think there's a medical term to this, which they call the resilience. People who are more resilient. Resilience means that when you're down, like we are, all of us right now, this is the opportunity to learn. This is the opportunity to create that ecosystem. This is the opportunity to look at a blended way. This is the opportunity to imagine. If you can do all of the four, then we come out with flying colors. Now, these 5 things I told you is the how to live. But so these 5 things are not in order. It's like a spider's web. So where they're interconnected with each other, it works through everything. But in a spider's web, you have a center. So what is the center? Again, I'm not saying anything. Dr. Smitish answered that question. Governance. We need to have a strong governance model in place. Checks and balances, policy making and implementation. And there's it's a subject by itself. I'll not get into it. So all these 5 things of how you revolve like a solar system around the governance, which is the core. And in the governance, we have things like integrity, trust and faith. It's all coming from governance. So that's the how. And the people who can live the how, or how they live, whichever way you want to look at it, will be that much better placed to show the way for the others to follow. So whether you call him a leader, whether you call him the best or the number one, that's up to you. But it's basically someone has to find the way first, right? And then only the others can take that path, whatever it may be. So I think the way we are going to look at the future is we're going to look at new ways of how we can live, how we can influence and impact ourselves, then how we can influence and impact the people around us, the close people around us, the community, and finally, how we can influence and impact the planet. So if we can live a life like this, I think that's a better future that you guys will leave for your 25 years old guys when you have this conversation 30, 35 years down the line with your 25-year-olds. And I think that is the key. Now, if you ask me something, if you ask me, so how do I do this? How do I do this? You do it by improving yourself over time on your physical being. So take care of your physical being. So we talked about immunity and all that, which is a physical part of things. But immunity also to do a lot with mental. So you fix your physical. So you improve, say, 5% over 2 months, 10% over 3 months, something like that, over what you are today. You can do exercise, you can do walk, breathing, yoga. It's your choice. You need to improve your mental capacity by learning. You need to improve your emotional stability. And you need to improve your spiritual well-being. Spiritual, what does that mean? Just make use of your 5 senses. The 5 senses that you're born with, we all are born with. Hope, and some are not, okay, but most of us are. Just make use of it. On that note, I'll hand over back to Aditya.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sen. I think the one catch, because there was a lot of insight given through your talk, the one particular pen I would like to put on was the eyes. So Dr. Smitish grew his familiarity with C's, you grew yours with I. I think we are all growing up preferences with certain letters of the alphabet. So you said innovation plus inspiration. Sorry, not inspiration. Just a second. So you said innovation plus imagination equal to inspiration. Yeah, now I got it right.
No. I said imagination
Mhm.
plus inspiration
Mhm.
will lead to innovation.
Okay, I confused then. Okay, I'll repeat it again. So, okay, so imagination plus inspiration equal to innovation, right? Great.
Imagination and it's a formula. Imagination plus inspiration is equal to innovation. That's it.
Great. Okay, cool. Finally got it right, guys. So that's what I was trying to come at. I think that was a beautiful way to say it, because innovation is any new thing which is also applicable to the people. And again, it focuses on the same model that we keep talking about, which is benefiting the beneficiaries. So there is no use of any technology if it does not help people out. And now, since we are already a bit past time, and I
Yeah, I'm
think the
sorry I
audience
took too much of time, but you gave me a question which was loaded.
no issues. I think today's conversation is really insightful for all of us, and some amazing things being discussed. We already discussed about a big global problem, which is reducing pandemics and the global biological risk it poses to us. We talked about deforestation and curbing it, and planting more trees. That's a big global issue. I think two more global issues I would want to bring to your notice would be, one is positively shaping the future of AI. Many people are scared that AI might actually lead to our own doom, and there have been, like, again, varied opinions on that. But I think that's another global issue where we read a lot of technology plus a lot of liberal arts input, plus obviously its implementation in so many different sectors, including medical science.
Can you give me
Now,
10 seconds to react
sure,
on
sure.
your AI? 10 seconds.
Sure, Mr. Sen.
Let's go back 100 years, 110 years. That time people used to ride horses. No one had even thought of a car or a bus. People were scared that if the car came in, they would also lose their jobs because they had the horse carriage, the people. So we have now lived and we have grown the car business, automobile business to a stage where we are having driverless automobiles. But the question remains, did we all lose our jobs or did we do new jobs and better jobs? AI is the same thing.
Right.
So it's the choice we make, that we want to keep riding horses or we want to drive a new sort of a vehicle.
Right. I think it is our ability to create new jobs which will matter a lot in the future. That's why entrepreneurship is such a big career option we always need to keep in mind. And with this, I think we have both snatched a lot of opportunity from Doctor to speak about a lot of other amazing things. So I'll not do any more injustice, and I'll quickly ask him a question asked from the audience. I think Rahul asked the question. And some great comments have been coming. So Nikita says small efforts lead to greater results. Definitely, Nikita, I totally agree with that. Pushkar says, hi. Pushkar, you're late today. But thank you so much for coming. It's always great to see you in the audience. Rahul asks, when does he think, so he means Dr. Smitesh here, what does he think of, when does he think India will achieve its SDG, which is Sustainable Development Goal, target of universal healthcare?
That's a long, big subject.
If you like cover that thought.
Are there any more questions, or we just have these only?
So from the audience, we have this only, but then again, you might never know, while you're answering, another question comes up.
Okay, fine. So before answering that question, I will just few comments. The first thing is about AI, and it's just that very simply, you need a larger skill set and you need a larger knowledge domain. If you have it, you will have your job. You will not only have a job, you will give the job to many others. So that's it. As Sensor has rightly said, it just, you need to have the cutoff point is raised to a different level. So you need larger skill sets and more articulative ability, and I think knowledge. The one thing I would like to say, and which is very prominent at this point, is that your articulation ability will decide a lot of your future. If you can articulate ideas, doesn't matter how much knowledge I carry in my head, if I'm not able to articulate in a succinct fashion, to my audience, I'm not able to get to deliver my message to them, it's all useless. So you need your articulation. And how can you have this articulation abilities? I mean, all of us have digital libraries, all of us have physical libraries in our universities. Do we take time and go there and visit them and read books? Do we meet people like Aditya and more so people like Sensor and ask them questions, thoughtful, provoking questions, and get their insights? Do we take time out and meet our senior citizens, ask about their experiences? And if not, do you meet people who are much younger than you and ask them about what's the nerve at the of the latest times, of latest trends? Do we take time out for these things? So in order to become articulative, you need to take insights from a lot of things, and you need to be confident, and you need to be really, really smart. But I will say that smartness, intelligence, being articulative are not the things one born with. I'm not born with these things, I can assure you. I'm just like any other ordinary guy. You have to work extremely hard for it. These are very high intelligence things. I always tell my friends, intelligence is a high maintenance thing. So don't blame me when I don't cancel movie plans, when I don't give time to less important things, because intelligence is a high maintenance thing. Any skill set is a high maintenance thing. Even articulation is a high maintenance thing. Even making an impact is a high maintenance thing. You cannot make impact for any 5-year period of life. Like I started at 35, ended at 40, and then 40 I made a vacation plan and went to a beach, and I'm settled in my life, I made millions, and that's it. No, you have to work daily till your last breath. If I have a fantasy to say that I will have my last breath, I will say when I'm working extremely hard on some project or certain problem, then I would like to have my last breath. Working is the last thing or the first thing. You always have to do it, and these all things are high maintenance thing. Again, so what's the output of this is your benchmark, and your benchmark should be how many lives you have changed, you have transformed, you have influenced, that exactly the way Sensor said. But again, you have to demonstrate an example. And that's a very beautiful word in English language. It's called excellence, the pursuit of excellence. We all do good. We all can get good grades. We all can secure good jobs. Even we can all have build sustainable enterprises. But excellence is a way of doing a fine thing. It's finding the most fine and amazing way to do it. You can have good communication ability, but how to have it the best way? I think that is excellence. So whatever you do, pursue excellence. Do it the best way, do it the best possible way. Show your brilliance to the world. Because when you demonstrate it, you will never know that I am inspired by a guy like Jordan Peterson. And I have never met him in my life, but I saw one of his clips on my YouTube video. Who knows that maybe I'm saying this, and I'm sharing my views on this podcast, and there is some guy residing in Nigeria, and he just somehow, by Aditya's influence and his pro bonus marketing strategy, come across this video, and he just saw my views, and might click something. His thought is change his mindset or thought pattern and just build something. You will never know who will be the who will get influenced by you. You don't have choice to it. You just have choice to create that influence, that dominance of thought, intellect, and excellence. And I think we should all crave for it. We should all build for it. That's what legacy is for. And that's why you need multi-sectional ability. So economics, fine. I will not name them. It's pretty evident that you all require it. We all require it, and we all require all of them. But how can we ensure that we will always get supply of all these insights? The last word, relationships. And that might be a far-fetched, but relationships and humility are the two bedrocks of every great success in life. And if you have these two at your side, I mean, you can move mountains, for the matter of fact. And I'm sorry I took it much time to answer that, but yeah. Again, coming back to your question, what about the SDG? I think SDG goals is a theoretical concept. I don't have, because it's not all about the concept is grand, the plan is ready, all countries have demonstrated their own plans to achieve it. But again, it's all about execution, and it's about your willpower. Willpower is not only political, it's financial, it's economical, it's emotional also. How much willpower do you have to actually roll out SDG plans? And it's many maximum stakeholders are into that. The state stakeholders, central stakeholders, institutions, everybody's into that. So this is a mindset problem, and we can go all on for hours to that when we will achieve that deadline. I think read is, I will just ask this for everyone, please, for yourself, read SDG goals and ask to yourself, can you provide any input, or can you do any smallest task to do to get your country to closer to achieving SDG goals in your own way, in your capacity? Can you give a small addition to it? I think rather than what the big players are doing, what the system is doing, can we do something about it? Then only it will solve.
Excellence. That's a word that you used, Dr. Smitesh. It reminded me of a quote. I don't remember it word for word, but here goes. If you chase perfection, you might just catch excellence. So if you chase perfection, you might just catch excellence. So chase perfection, folks. You'll become excellent.
That's great.
And guys, this is one hell of a discussion because we are getting so many insights, and this is just an exclamation mark, by the way. Don't blame me for my use of words. But I think it's an amazing discussion by the factor that we are getting so many insights, and इसको summarize करना बहुत मुश्किल है, तो मैं attempt भी नहीं करूंगा. मैं एक last comment पढ़ूंगा. I'll ask Dr. Smitesh to react to it, and then probably just because the time is less, otherwise I think this could have gone on for another 1 hour and would have got so many more insights. But थोड़ा बहुत curiosity रखना अच्छा है. I think we can even call Dr. Smitesh for 3.0. Who knows? You can just let us know whether you want a 3.0 or not. So if you want a 3.0, do comment in 3 in the comment section. अगर 10 आए, तो definitely we'll get Dr. Smitesh in for another podcast. I'll keep pestering him. You don't worry about that. So Anita ji, Dr. Smitesh has a comment, and she has a request. In fact, there's not even a comment. She says, please invent a drug which can be injected in all of us to get detox from the habit of following rat race without using mind. Like everybody have no need to go online, but they are going. Jokes apart. What would your reaction to that be, Dr. Smitesh?
If I have to invent it, then I will invent, and then we will talk about it. But
That's a very simple answer to that.
But if I'm not intended to invent it, then for answer, I think the two things which I personally very believe in, that's original and radical thought process. You need to have some radical thinking for yourself. You don't need to propagate to anybody. If you have conviction in yourself, there are a million things in my life which I haven't done yet. My curiosity always sparked me to do it, because almost everybody in my circle has done that or is doing it, but I have prevented myself or inhibited myself from not doing it, not because it's very hard to kill your curiosity, because curiosity can make you do wrong things also, or things which are right but that not suited for you. So I always say that I have to maintain my originality somehow. So I will not do some things even if everyone is doing it. I will not indulge in that. So that creates a radical power in yourself. And when you are ask yourself what you give to the world, because at least we are not consumers. I mean, if we end up our lives being consumers only, then we will become creators. So at some point, if we have to give ourselves drug, is that I need to be a creator. I cannot consume for my life for all the way, so all the time. So somewhere I need to stop consuming and start creating also. I think if not drug, then this quote I think will be helpful according to me. Hope so.
I'll just add 2 words to that. It's your choice whether you want to be in the rat race or you don't want to be in the rat race. It's your choice.
I think this is more profound answer.
And if you choose, it's up to you. I chose not to be in the rat race. Simple.
Absolutely.
It's a choice I made. And imagination. That's what we are here for. We are the only people who can imagine. Create. That's it. That's your drug. Dream.
I think I have, if there is one quote I live my life by, or that's a quote for my life, is Martin Luther's "I have a dream." Obviously, I will not share my dream with anybody, but yeah, I have a dream, and whatever I do, even at this juncture, at this minute, whatever I'm doing is trying to just fulfill in some way, if the way I think. So that dream is a drug which let you some things, and which say you no, because when you are empathy, when you have compassion, it's hard to say no, also to yourself and also to other people. But when you have a dream that is beyond yourself, my dream is beyond my happiness and my fantasies and everything, then it's easy to say no. Then it's easy to not fall in rat race and follow your own path. I think yeah, that's very personal, but yeah, I think it will help.
That's absolutely correct. I have a dream. That's what we can do.
So guys, I think your dream, your thoughts, your imagination can be your drug, and it can only help you come out of the rat race and see yourself and your improvement and the improvement of humanity through your small efforts as a positive outcome of whatever you do. Now, today we discussed about global problems. We discussed about the positive reshaping of artificial intelligence. We talked in detail about curing the public in the face of COVID-19, on reducing pandemics and the biological risks it poses to all of us, working on problems like nuclear research, working on problems like um, deforestation. So there were a lot of global problems discussed, and why this was the theme for today is because we want to invest our time, our career in something which we can genuinely contribute to for a positive outcome on the whole of humanity. So if our career is having a purpose to solve a global problem through our own small contribution, small or big, that we can decide, but through any amount of contribution, if we can solve a global problem, I think our life will have purpose. And when I say purpose, I am again reminded of the quote by Dr. Smitesh, which he said on this podcast, is that having a purpose is not special, but it is a minimum requirement. And with this, on this amazing good note, I want to thank Dr. Smitesh for coming and gracing this podcast again for a second time. Thank you so much, Dr. Smitesh. Thank you so much, Mr. Sen, for your amazing insights, and a few members in the audience have thanked us for that. So thank you so much to you. Thank you so much to the audience members. Today there was an amazing audience count, plus the interaction, the comments, the questions that were asked were really amazing. I think it was one of the most fruitful conversations I've had in the 61 podcasts that we have done till now. I hope it was the same for you. I think we'll be discussing some amazing, interesting topics like this in the coming future as well. So please do tune in. If you have any questions for Dr. Smitesh, please do let us know in the messages. We'll definitely reply to you as soon as possible. And I've shared a few comments and the link to the TED Talk, which Mr. Sen mentioned, in the comment section. So you can refer to that also whenever you find time. Thank you so much to audience members for tuning in. Stay home, stay safe, and take care of yourself, take care of your family. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time at 6 p.m. Follow our page, like our page for post notifications, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much for coming. Bye.